Hey there, everyone. I hope you're having an incredible Tuesday so far. We are going to go ahead and get started in just a minute. Make sure I got the right mic on. All the things are working. Hey everyone, welcome to today's Facebook live stream training. So excited that you're here. I'd love to hear from you. Go ahead and say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from, where you're tuning in from today. Or if you're watching the replay, go ahead and comment the word replay in the box below and let us know that you're tuning into the replay. Okay, y'all, look, I got it because I'm a perfectionist. I got to fix my camera. This is a brand new live stream setup for myself. And look, see, now this is better. Thanks for bearing with me. So we got to make it look nice. We got to made it look nice, okay? All right, we are all working over here. Well, hey everyone, my name is Tyler J. McCall. I'm so excited that you're here with me today. Thanks so much for joining me for a little bit this afternoon to talk about all things marketing for your online business. If I haven't had the chance to meet you yet, I help online business owners and digital entrepreneurs generate more leads, inquiries, and sales online using Instagram. And I help them do that without using paid ads, without posting all the time, and with fewer followers than they think they may need on Instagram. That's what I am all about. And today we're going to talk about my online marketing crash course. So I'm really excited to chat with you all. And I'm going to walk you through the three main components of successful marketing for your online business. We're also going to talk about focusing on serving one person through one offer and why that is so important. And then we're going to talk about what it takes to stand out in these ever crowding niches and industries online. You know, if anything, over the past year, we've really seen the effectiveness of online business because for so many people, they're bringing businesses online for the very first time, or they are showing up online and starting to sell their products or services that they've been selling offline. And what that has done has created these niches and industries and spaces online where it's just growing. It's becoming more and more crowded. So today I want to chat with you about how you can stand out in those crowded and ever-growing niches online so that you aren't just blending into the crowd. So let me know in the comments. Go ahead and type yes or drop your favorite emoji if you're ready to dive into today's topic. And we're going to get into this and talk about the three components of successful marketing for your online business. Before I do that, just a quick little heads up that I'm using a brand new live stream setup today. I got new tools, new toys, all kinds of things, new background. Thanks to my friend Tiffany Lee Bymaster, Coach Glitter, who coached me through getting my background all pretty for the live, getting my lighting right. So if anything goes wrong or gets weird, just know I am right here with you, like doing a new thing, having a new setup, trying new software. So we'll see how it goes. And I hope you'll join me for this ride. Okay, so let's dive in. We're going to talk about the three main components of successfully marketing your online business. And I'm going to go into detail about each one. So those three main components are your audience, your offer, and then your sales process. So we're going to dive in deep to each of these today and talk about it. So for your audience, this is where we're really talking about who you are serving through your product or service. And what I typically find, and why I wanted to talk about these, let me backtrack a little bit. Why I wanted to talk about these three things, your audience, your offer, and your sales process, is because so many times online business owners typically, like if they're struggling in their business, if they're having issues with getting sales, if they're struggling to get in front of new people, if it's proving difficult to grow their business, it's because one of these isn't clicking. One of these isn't working correctly. It's either the audience, the offer, or the sales process. And a lot of times people have one or two without the other two or the other one. So there are a lot of people who've built an audience online. They've built a community, whether that's through an Instagram account, whether that's through a following on Twitter, whether that's in a Facebook group, but they don't have a clear offer or sales process to serve that audience. Is this making sense to you all? Are you understanding kind of these three components? Or they have an offer. They know what they want to sell. This may be where a lot of you are right now. You know what you want to sell. You have that digital course, you have coaching that you want to offer, you have a product that you make, you have art or a handmade thing that you create, and you know what you're selling, but you just don't have people to buy it. Or you have people who want to buy something and you have something you want to sell, but you don't have a sales process. You don't have a process in place to make consistent invitations to people to buy what you're selling. So I want to hear from you in the comments right now. Which of these things do you feel like you have figured out the most right now? Which do you feel like you're really strong on? You really get either your audience, you really understand your offer, your product, your service, your program, whatever it may be, or you really understand your sales process and how you get that in front of people. I want you to let me know now which one you feel like you're most confident in right now coming into today's live without any coaching or anything like that. All right? So hearing from some of you, audience, offer strong, offer is good, product is good. Okay, audience is good. I understand my product. Good, good, good. Okay, so it seems like a lot of you feel really confident about your offer or your product. I love that. And then some of you feel like you really understand your audience. So, so good. So I want to hear from you which of these feels like where you need the most support or the most help, or where you don't have all the pieces of the puzzle. It seems like for a lot of folks, it's going to be that sales process. Yes, my friend Beth Gebhardt says, my sales process is a bleep show. Yes, Beth, that is okay. You are not alone there. Some folks needing support with their product. Okay, well, you are in the right places. We're going to dive into this today. And we're going to talk about this. And we're going to talk about how to ensure that your offer is being positioned in such a way and so that it is going to actually generate those sales for your online business. All right. So let's talk about audience first. And I'm going to kind of flip the idea of audience on its head a little bit. We're going to talk about it differently than you may be used to. So we all know that being really clear on who we serve in our business is important. And raise your hand with me if you've done 1,000,001 ideal client avatar worksheets, ideal customer avatar workbooks. You've listened to podcasts, you've downloaded the join the groups or the challenges about nail your ideal client, get really clear on your ideal audience, understand your ideal customer, right? We've all done those again and again and again and again. But for some folks that no matter how many times you do it, it doesn't really click. And I want to tell you the reason it's not clicking for you and really understanding your audience is because you're looking at it from the surface level instead of going deep and getting really clear on who your ideal customer is. The other side of this is that you're probably focusing too much on creating an ideal client avatar and an ideal customer and getting this really clear vision of who this person is, instead of focusing on getting really clear on the solution to their problem that you are creating through your product, program, or service. So we like to think about, and how I teach marketing and how we help our clients inside of our follower to fan community, we like to talk about audience in terms of three things. We talk about demographics, psychographics, and social graphics. So when you typically think of your ideal audience, your ideal client, whatever it may be, for us inside of Follower to Fan, we call it your ideal follower. You're probably focused on the demographics, right? So how many of you have gone through this exercise before where you're describing your ideal client and then you get it all boiled down and you're like, her name is Sarah, she's 36, she's a mom of 2, her favorite drink at Starbucks is a tall, skinny cappuccino, she really loves her Peloton, she's obsessed with, I don't know, TLC, right? Like you kind of create all these things, all these ideas about your ideal customer. And you do all this work and you come up with all this information and then you're like, okay, great. Now what do I do with all of that information about Sarah, right? It's not really helping you get clear on how to talk to her, how to market to her, how to position your product and get it in front of her. So instead of focusing on demographics so much, I want you to think about psychographics. Psychographics. This is how someone thinks. This is what someone believes. This is what is important to someone. This is what someone values. This is how someone makes purchasing decisions. And one of the easiest, most surefire ways to get clear on your psychographics is to talk to your current or potential customers. So right now, you either have people who have already bought your product or booked you for your service. So you have this group of current customers. Or you have an audience of potential customers, people in a Facebook group, people following you on Instagram, people on your email list. And it doesn't matter if you have 10 of those people or 10,000 of those people. The number of people doesn't matter. It just matters that you get clear on the fact you either have current customers or potential customers, and you can talk to those people. Getting on Zoom, getting on a phone call, going for a socially distanced coffee date, walking in the park, talking to those people and asking questions like, hey, what really matters most to you? Or when you're deciding to buy something, what is your thought process? What's going through your mind when you're making that decision about purchasing something? And what would you say you really value? What are your personal values? Are you clear on what those are? What is the conversation you have with your spouse or your friends when you are making a decision about maybe making a big purchase? Like, what are you talking about? What are the questions you're asking? Those types of things. And this helps you start to dig into those psychographics, getting really clear on how someone makes decisions about purchasing. And when you better understand that, it helps you get clear on how to better position your product or your program or your service. Because what you want to do is get to the place online where when you are creating content, when you're posting on Instagram, when you're going live, whatever it may be, that people are saying, oh my gosh, you're reading my mind. Or, oh my goodness, how did you know? Or, wow, that's exactly what I'm thinking. And you may have those moments sometimes. You may have those with some of your favorite creators online. I hear from some of you, you DM me on Instagram and you say, oh my gosh, Tyler, that's exactly what I was thinking. How did you know? How are you inside my head? Well, it's because I am always thinking about how you're making decisions about what you're buying. I'm always thinking about what's most important to you. I'm listening to what you say when you purchase something or when you're frustrated with what other solutions are out there to your problems. Psychographics allow you to go really deep in that and understand your ideal client. And then the last part of audience is social graphics. Now, if you were to Google the term social graphics, you wouldn't find anything about it because I made it up. It's mine. It's Tyler J. McCall's. So social graphics, again, is something we teach our clients inside of Follower to Fan, where we talk about the person, your ideal customer, client, whoever they may be, talk about their social media habits. So again, this is an opportunity for you to talk to your potential or current customers and ask them, who do you follow online? Why do you follow them? What type of content do you enjoy the most? What type of content gets you to make a decision? What type of content moves you to action? What type of content gets you to actually do something, right? Is this making sense? Let me know if this is making sense in the comments and you're kind of understanding demographics, psychographics, and social graphics. Also, I just looked up at my camera and I hate my angle. I hate that, y'all, please, just see, this is what I'm saying. I gotta fix this because it looks like it's just too high. I don't like it. The joy of live video. Oh, this is better. See, this feels so much better. Oh my goodness. Okay. I felt like you were up here looking down at me. I didn't like it. Okay. So this is just the beginning of talking about audience. Now we can go, okay, thank you, Angela, thank you. A tiny bit lower on the camera. See, I knew it wasn't looking right. I knew it wasn't the best. Well, thank you, Merritt. Thank you, Beth. Okay, so this is just the beginning of audience, but what I really want you to think about is getting clear on your audience's frustration. And this is where we have the opportunity to really understand that at the end of the day, business is incredibly simple. We are just solving problems for people. That's literally all it is. And I think so many times we overcomplicate this through all our marketing and messaging and positioning and funnels and the this and that and the third. But at the end of the day, that's all it is. So getting really clear on your person, the problem they have, the frustration, the thing that keeps them up at night, the thing that's causing them some pain or annoyance, and then how you can help them. How you can solve that problem, how you can help them get that result that they want, how you can help them understand what solution they actually need to that problem. And that's what really good content does, and that's what really good conversation does online. And I just want to say, today's kind of crash course in online marketing, this is just the introduction to this topic. We're going to be together every Tuesday from now through early May. So I'm going to be live on Facebook every Tuesday at 2 p.m. starting today until I think May, oh my gosh, what is the date? May 2nd, I think, May 4th, May 4th, I think, will be my last of these weekly Facebook Lives. So we're going to talk about this more. So this is kind of like the beginning, the crash course. So I hope you're taking some notes. You're getting some questions ready because we're going to be together every week for the next 10 weeks or so. So we're going to talk about this even more and more. But now let's talk about on the audience side, how do we stand out in ever-growing, ever-crowding niches online? Well, there's really 3 opportunities for you to connect with your audience and your ideal customers to create this connection and create this standout ability. Is that a word? It is now. Your standout ability is created through your values, your stories, and through your shared experiences. And what I really see online now is if you can master these 3 things, if you can really create connection that is rooted in these 3 things, you're going to create a brand that has so much staying power online. You're going to create so many more conversations with your ideal customer, and you are going to create so much more opportunity for people to connect with you on a regular basis. So your standout ability is supported by your values, your stories, and your shared experiences. Your values are what you stand for. So this is why getting clear on your brand values isn't just an activity that you do for your brand vision and mission. It isn't just something you do so you can come up with these words and then like slap them on a plaque on the wall. Your brand values are the things that you're trying to live out through your business. And my friend Erica Corday talks about how brand values are action. They're not just words. They're not nouns, they're verbs. They describe how you take action, how you make decisions, how you decide what's important. And for a lot of us, we're personal brands, right? For a lot of you, like you are the brand is you. The business has your name on it. So don't overcomplicate this. Your brand values are simply your personal values. That's it. So if you find that you really value equity, or that you really value respect, or you really value innovation, whatever it may be, getting clear on those, and then how you can connect with your audience from a values basis, right? Building relationship, building community from the values basis. The next part is story. And there's so many different ways to tell story. There's different schools of thought on story. There's different approaches to storytelling. I like to think about it. It's really simple. It's like 2 buckets of stories. It's the how you got here story, and then how you do what you do story. So again, this is opportunity to connect with your audience through story, to let them see themselves in your own story, to tell your own story in such a way that is true, genuine, authentic. It's not fake. It's not phony. It's not like this, made up rags to riches story that we sometimes see online. It's like genuinely, honestly, truly your story, but in such a way that lets people see themselves in your story as well. So when I tell my story and I talk about leaving my nonprofit job, and then I talk about my first few years of business, how I didn't make any money. And I talk about maxing out credit cards and being in debt. And then I talk about my father's death and kind of this like transformation that happened afterward, and how it was this catalyst for so many things in my life and business. And then I started seeing success in my business. Like all of that's true. I didn't make any of that up. And my goal in telling that story is to hopefully reassure you, encourage you, support you, help you see yourself in moments of my story, and for you to have the confidence of like, okay, I'm going to be good. I'm going to get this. I'm going to figure this out. This is going to work for me. And I can trust Tyler, and I can go on this journey with him because we have some shared experiences in our story. And then the how you do what you do story is where we are just consistently documenting the process of what we create. We are giving people an inside look into our businesses or brands. We are letting them have a behind the curtain glimpse, like Wizard of Oz, into how we do what we do. And when we do this behind the scenes work, when we're sharing how we do what we do stories, it's a really incredible opportunity for people, because it not only solidifies their trust in you, because it lets them know you have a well thought out process for what you do or what you create, the service you offer, whatever it may be. But it also starts to take away some of those barriers for people to buy from you, because they get a peek at what their experience is going to be. A great example of this is for web designers or graphic designers or people that have creative services, right? So whenever you are sharing behind the scenes of how you, let's just take the brand designer example. And if you're a brand designer, let me know in the comments, or if you're kind of in that sphere of brand, graphic, web design, then this may resonate with you. But I think we can all learn lessons from this. But if you are a brand designer, when you break down the branding process on your Instagram, when you take your followers behind the curtain, when you talk about the research that goes into it, and then the planning and the market research, and then the sketching and the color development and the options that you give clients, and are you a one concept or a multiple concept designer? And if you're a one concept designer, you talk about why you're a one concept designer. Or if you are like a three concept designer, you talk about why you're a three concept designer. If you're in this world, you understand what I'm saying. But when you're talking about all of that, you are showing people that you know your bleep. I'm not gonna say bad words because we want to use these for ads, okay? So you know what you're doing, you know your ish. You're also saying you have a well thought out process, that someone can trust you, that they can give you their money, and that you're trustworthy. And you're also taking away any of that mystique or confusion or anxiety around, well, if I do this, what would it be like for me? If I were to go into this process, how would it work? I think a lot of times we discredit the people who don't buy what we're selling, not because they don't trust us or trust the product or program or believe in the service. It's because they aren't sure what their experience is going to be like. They don't maybe trust themselves if they are buying a course or joining a coaching program. They don't trust themselves to get the result that they're after. Or there's the opportunity that they don't really they're not really clear on what that experience is going to be like for them. There's some like, oh my goodness, how is this going to work? Is this, how is this going to feel? So they don't go through with it either. So these behind the scenes stories are really important. Okay, I got to speed it up because in typical Tyler J. McCall fashion, I'm too long-winded and I'm going to run out of time. Okay. The last part of standing out online is through shared experiences. Now, this is something I don't have time to get into all the details about today. We go into depth on the shared experience conversation inside of our follower to fan training program. And this is that like secret sauce. This is that extra thing that no one does, no one teaches, that creates so much that creates so much connection online. This is like the secret thing to Instagram success that no one's telling you, and it's shared experiences. So I'll tell you this, I'm going to do really surface level shared experiences. Shared experiences are your personal interests that you talk about from your brand perspective that are independent of your product or service. It's just 2 or 3 things. It's not a lot. And these are things that you talk about that create a connection with your audience, that then leads to conversations with your audience, that then can lead to sales of your product or program or service to your audience, but they have nothing to do with what you sell. And I'd love to hear from someone in the comments, if you follow me on Instagram, if you follow me for a while, if you're a part of my community, what one of my shared experiences is. And the first person who gets this right will send you a prize. And Rachel, my marketing manager, is here with me. Rachel, if you'll get this person's name and information if they get it right, and we'll send them a prize. Maybe we'll send them a gift card. What is something that I talk about that's a genuine interest of mine that creates connection and conversation with, Aaron, oh, wait, Aaron got it, Brenna got it, oh my gosh, Nancy got it, so many people. Okay, Nancy Schmidt, you're at the top of the list there, so Rachel, if you'll hit up Nancy Schmidt and get her a gift card to Target, that would be amazing. Yes, okay, Target. Like, genuinely, I honestly love Target. I love shopping there, all the things, right? You've probably heard me say this before. And my ideal audience, my ideal customer, she also loves Target. So when I'm talking about Target, I'm creating a conversation point, an opportunity, an entry point for us to have a conversation. And it's completely independent of my product. It's It's completely independent of what I sell. So that then allows me to build a relationship that's a genuine, honest, true relationship, right? A genuine and honest relationship around something to help me build trust, to help build that familiarity. So when that person is interested in learning about Instagram marketing, it's much easier for them to connect with me, to have a conversation, to send me a DM, whatever it may be, because we've had a conversation about Target. Beth Gebhardt said reality TV. That's another thing. Yes, Sarah said LGBTQ issues and Black Lives Matter. Yes, those are other things as well. For me, LGBTQ equality and Black Lives Matter is more the values perspective and not the shared experiences perspective. So maybe that makes a bit more sense there and kind of how we can break it out. But this is just kind of the beginning of the audience conversation. We're going to talk about this more in the weeks ahead, but just know I want you to go deeper with your audience than just the basic demographics. The best way to do that is to talk to your current or potential customers and ask them questions. So get on Zoom, get on a phone call, go meet for coffee in a park, ask them questions. No one is above talking directly to their customers, okay? Not even me. So talk to your people, ask them questions. And then the best way to stand out is to operate and share and create content that's rooted in your values, that is rooted in story, your how you got here story and your what you do story, and then shared experiences. So these are your personal interest independent of your product, your program, or your service, and create content around those things. Sarah, got it. Sarah said it's shared for me because I'm in that community. Totally, that makes sense. Now, I want to do a quick little plug about something we have coming up on the Online Business Show podcast. So if you didn't know, I have a podcast, the Online Business Show, that we release every single Monday morning. You can go to onlinebusinessshow.co and check out the most recent episode. This week's episode is an Instagram episode. I had my friends Natasha, Victoria, and Gwen on. We talked about all things Instagram marketing. If you listen to the episode, let me know in the comments. It was such a good one. We talk in depth about Instagram Reels. I learned a ton from Natasha and Gwen in particular, and implemented what I learned in my own business. So the Online Business Show is out every single Monday. And wherever you listen to podcasts or onlinebusinessshow.co. If you're not a podcast listener, the reason I gave you the link here, onlinebusinessshow.co, is because we put a full show notes page together for every episode. It includes detailed show notes, a transcript of the episode, links to all the resources. So if you're not a podcast listener, you can still go get all the value over at onlinebusinessshow.co. But starting on March 15th, so in just a couple of weeks, I'm doing a 6-part series on the podcast called the Marketing Success Series, where I'm going in depth on 6 topics related to successful online marketing for digital entrepreneurs. And I go really deep into shared experiences and talk a lot about audience and offer on I think that's the 2nd episode of the Marketing Success Series. So definitely mark your calendar every single Monday for new episodes of the show. You can check it out at onlinebusinessshow.co. All right? So let's talk about your offer. This is the second component here of online marketing for your business. So your offer is that one core offer, that program, that product or service that solves one problem. This is what you sell, right? This is the course you create. This is the coaching package that you offer. This is the brand design, the service that you have. This is the artwork that you make, the jewelry that you design and create by hand, whatever it may be, right? And really at the end of the day, if we were to strip it all away, your offer is simply the solution to your customer or client's problem, right? That's all this offer is. So if we take all the confusion away, is that making sense to you? That's all it is. And this is really the unique thing that only you can do. Now, before we talk, I'm going to give you some examples of offer and talk about offer positioning, but there's something that we need to get really clear on that may make you a little uncomfortable. Let me get some water for this part. You may have heard this before. You may have even heard me say this before. That's because I'm a big proponent of this idea. But as you are starting and growing your online business, 9 times out of 10, to get the results that you want in the parameters that you want. And you may have heard me talk about this before about building a business and really establishing your business from your lifestyle goals, from your income goals, all of those things. I've talked about this before, your impact goal as well. But for most of us, 9 times out of 10, to start and grow our online business, we really need to focus on selling one offer to one audience. Ooh, I know, cringe. I can't do it. If you're the multi-passionate folks in the room are probably ready to log off. I know, I get it. But I want to talk about the reality of running an online business as an individual human being, as a solopreneur or an entrepreneur with a tiny team, which I think is all of us. If you are here and you are running a business and you have like 10 or more employees, and I'm saying employees, not like contractors, because I know some of y'all like the contractors rack up, okay? But if you're running a business with like 10 or more employees, then, this may not be the same for you. But for most of us, I think all of us here, let me know in the comments, you're probably either running your business on your own, maybe you have a little support in terms of contractors or freelancers, or you have a tiny team. Like my business, we have a team. There are 4 of us, including me, 2 full-time employees, myself, and then a part-time employee. And then we have some contractors who support our business as well. The reality of that is that we are limited in terms of time, resources, and access, right? Like, look, I'm all for abundance. I'm all for, manifesting whatever you want in life. I'm down with all that. That's cool. I'm all for everything comes, things come to me in unexpected ways at all time. Totally. Sis, I got it. I love it. Okay. And at the same time, while everything is coming to you in expected and unexpected ways at all times, the current reality of the situation is you got only so many hours in a day. You have only so many resources or access to resources to support you in whatever way you need support. For a lot of us, we're self-funded, right? Or, you're like funding your business with, like a business credit card or a personal loan or a SBA loan or something like that. That means that we kind of need to just sell one thing to one person. That trying to do all the things and help all the people is just a recipe for disaster. I like to think about it in terms of online business owners who are actually running like a corner convenience store, but who are pretending like they're Amazon. Like in your niche or your industry, you're running like the 7-Eleven, like the corner local 7-Eleven of your niche. But in your mind, you're the Amazon of your niche. That's why you have 7 products. That's why you have 3 different audiences. That's why you have coaching and a course and a membership, and you're selling templates and PDFs, and then you're doing speaking, and you have a podcast, and you have YouTube, and you have Facebook, and you're doing Instagram. You're doing all the things, right? And what does that do? Well, that just means that you are setting yourself up for disaster because you're doing all the things. You're trying to help all the people. And it's really, really difficult when you're running a business like that to become known for something, to become a go-to expert for one thing, to become the person in your niche or industry that does this thing, creates this thing, that offers this thing that no one else does. It's really hard to create an offer that stands out. It's really hard to build your business that has staying power. It's really hard to be profitable. So I want to invite you to think about your business and how you can focus on one offer and one audience. This is the reality of running an online business. This allows you to streamline what you do, who you help, and how you help them. This allows you to systematize how you get clients and then how you get them results. It allows you to do more, to make more with less, right? And it makes your marketing a heck of a lot easier. When you only have one thing you're talking about to one type of person, it's a lot easier than selling 1,000,001 things. Like for me right now, I sell 2 things. And there's been lots of lessons learned from that. But for me, I sell Instagram marketing training to online business owners. Now, we have a few different types of clients that we serve. I'm going to talk about this in a minute when we get into the sales process. We have a few different types of things a few different types of people we serve, but we have one offer. Now we also have Online Business Association, which is our professional association. And I'll tell you right now, like I've learned the lesson over the past 18 months of trying to sell two things, trying to serve two audiences with my tiny team. And we're seeing like where that's creating friction, where that's stretching us, where that's proving to be difficult. And we're trying to figure out what to do. We're like making decisions. We're shifting things in our business to get to a place where that's more sustainable, where that's more profitable. And we're learning all those lessons like in real time. So just so you know, I'm not sitting here on my like high and mighty throne of like, I figured it out. Y'all, I'm in it too. I'm in it with you right now. I'm like in the weeds. But having that one offer and one audience just allows you to create something that has so much more staying power. So let's talk about your offer. In particular, I want to talk about an offer niche and how to position your offer so it's unique in the marketplace. You know, a lot of times when people talk about niching down, they're focusing on audience niche. So they're focusing on, oh, well, this is who I'm serving. That's how we create these crazy like audience personas with these demographics and talking about people's Starbucks drinks and things like that. So instead of focusing on the audience niche right now, I want us to talk about offer niche. And an offer niche is how you get someone a result in a very specific way, in a very targeted way, in a very specifically designed product, in a very clearly planned out service, and a very well created program, whatever it may be, right? The specific way that you get someone a result. So for example, inside of our community, the Follower to Fan Society right now that we run, which is our Instagram marketing training membership, we're focused solely on online business owners. The offer niche is that we help people position, market, and brand themselves on Instagram so they can generate more sales, and so that they can do it without having their phone glued to their face, without paid ads, without having a picture perfect feed, and without having more followers than they have right now. And we have our signature Follower to Fan framework, which no one else has because I created it. From over 5 years of marketing experience on Instagram in particular, from over a decade of community building experiences, social media, in the nonprofit world, being a political and community organizer, pulling all of that experience in to create my signature framework. No one else has it. No one else can have it. This is my signature process. So this is what I sell, and it's my offer niche. It's my specific thing. I don't teach marketing in general inside of Follower to Fan. I don't even teach social media. I teach Instagram marketing, right? So it's specific. It's niched down. Now our audience is broad. We serve online business owners, which is a broad category. Typically our clients are selling courses or memberships. They're coaches or consultants. They're selling professional or personal services, or they are artists, makers, and creatives. Like those are our typical customers. So we don't have really a set audience outside of online business owners, but we have a set offer. Is this making sense? Let me know in the comments if you're understanding this. And even if you don't totally have it clear right now, that's okay. Just as long as you're kind of getting it like conceptually, you're getting what I'm saying here. The offer niche is an opportunity to be really clear on how you serve people. Not necessarily who you serve, but how you serve them. And I think for a lot of online business owners, we get really lost in the audience stuff and the audience niche and like, oh, well, I can't get clear on my audience or my niche or my niche, so I can't do all these things. That's not true. That's not true. For a lot of us, right? For a lot of us, going through the process of getting clear on who we want to serve requires us to work with a lot of different people. Not enough people talk about this. Not enough people talk about the fact that to get clear on your ideal client, you have to work with your non-ideal client sometimes. You have to have nightmare customers sometimes to get clear on who you don't want as a part of your program or community, or who you want as a client, or who you want buying your stuff. So this is all about positioning yourself in the marketplace. So there's 3 examples I want to chat about. The first example is Trader Joe's, which you may not know this about me, but I'm a Trader Joe's hater. I know, I'm sorry if you're a Trader Joe's lover, don't log off, it's okay. Trader Joe's hater here because I hate the shopping experience. I hate that all the products are like under this guise of being health food, but it's really not. I hate that it's just small. I hate the parking, all the things. But Trader Joe's has positioned themselves to stand out in the marketplace, right? Trader Joe's says that they are a national chain of neighborhood grocery stores. That's their thing. The neighborhood grocery store, right? This corner store feel where everyone's friendly, everyone knows your name, it has all these cool, wacky, fun products, it's like stacked to the ceiling, all that kind of stuff, right? So that's an example of how they are niching themselves, how they are positioning themselves. Apple, right? Anyone else Apple user here? I'm an Apple user through and through, right? So Apple positions themselves by being beautiful, innovative, and different than anything else. That's how Apple's positioning themselves. Apple is often replicated or copied by others, but it can't be, no one can exactly duplicate what Apple does because of Apple's unique position. And the last example here is Peloton. And let me know in the comments if you are a Peloton rider. I'm not yet, although I'm Peloton curious, I would say. Very interested. But lots of my friends are, and some of you may be. I know a lot of people got their Peloton in quarantine. And Peloton has done an incredible job in an incredibly crowded niche. The fitness space is incredibly crowded. Before doing what I do now, I worked for the YMCA for over 6 years selling memberships. So I know how crowded the fitness industry is. There's a lot of players, from local gyms to the YMCA to places like Equinox or Gold's Gym, to all the apps, to Peloton, to Nordic Track, to the Mirror, to Hydro Row. There's so many different things, right? But Peloton has done an incredible job of positioning themselves in the market because Peloton's positioning is it makes you want to show up. It takes all of the frustration and pain point and annoyance with exercise out of the picture. And they combine belonging, it's an immersive experience, they make hard work fun, and it pushes you to excel. I actually want to show you something that I found. Let me know if you can see this. This was a leaked document. This was back at, I think in 2019. This was leaked from Peloton's, one of their pitch decks, and this is actually from their positioning deck. This is called their brand wheel. I thought it was so cool. You can kind of get a glimpse at it. If you want, you can take a screenshot even. But they really break it down into functional inward and outward, and then emotional inward and outward traits of the brand. And then you can see right there in the middle in the gray circle is the makes you want to show up. This is their key, like brand positioning. And then they have their product truths up top and their brand values down below. So really cool visualization of this. But you can see that it all works inward, right? So it's helping people feel like they belong to something, like nothing is in their way, like they can accomplish anything. And on the outward, it makes people look tech savvy, discerning, and committed. And then on the description of the product in the top right, people describe it as innovative, immersive, and engineered for competition. And then over on the top left, the functional inward, it removes barriers for people, it makes hard work fun, and it pushes people to excel. And that makes you want to show up, right? And other brands kind of have some of these things in the fitness space, right? Like if you were to take, for example, Orange Theory. Orange Theory has the gamification of fitness, so it makes hard work fun. It's a group aspect, so you're in a group setting, so it pushes you to excel. SoulCycle, for example, it pushes you to excel. But does SoulCycle have the same feeling of belonging that Peloton has? I don't know. Peloton removes barriers. It makes you feel like nothing is in my way. Whereas somewhere like Orange Theory or SoulCycle or Bar or anything like that, you have to go somewhere, right? Maybe not now, maybe you can stay home. But typically you have to go somewhere, right? So there are barriers in the way. But at the end of the day, the positioning for Peloton is it makes you want to show up. So I thought that was a really cool find. Thanks to Reddit that we found that. So I want you to start thinking about your offer positioning, how you can stand out, how you can do the thing that no one else can do. For a lot of us, that is the framework or process that we teach, our signature process that no one else can do. No one else can copy it because it's the way that we communicate our process or our information to people, right? No one else can do that. My follower to fan framework, no one else can do. For some of us, it is the way in which we deliver our service, or it's our aesthetic, or it's our point of view. If you're an interior designer, if you're a brand designer, if you're a copywriter, it's your unique point of view. It's your unique voice that no one else can copy or duplicate. That is your thing. If you provide a professional service, maybe you're an attorney or an accountant or a financial planner, then for you, it could be your specific process, the way that you take clients through that process that no one else does. And it could be the way in which you are specialized in how you get people a certain result, right? So instead of being a general, an attorney for business owners, you're a trademark attorney for creative entrepreneurs. So you're really focusing down, being incredibly specific about who you're serving. If you're making a product by hand, it's your signature process. It's the metals that you use in your jewelry that are unique to you. It is the designs that you create in the pottery that you're making. It is your point of view in the art that you make. And it's maybe the medium you use or the way in which you frame or hang or mount your artwork that no one else does. These are the opportunities for you to really stand out. But what's important for you is that you are clear on those and that you talk about them. That you are consistently differentiating yourself from other people in the marketplace, and that you're connecting with your audience from a place of community, of building your community, from a place of values, from stories, and of shared experiences. Are you picking up what I'm putting down today? I hope so. So the last thing I want to touch on, and then we're going to wrap up today's Facebook Live training, is your sales process. And because I saw from a lot of you that this is where you need support, we're going to talk about this later on. So as I said, I'm doing not 6 part, I don't even know how long this series is, Facebook Live every single week from now until May. So we're going to talk about this in the future. So stay tuned. We'll talk about, I'll do a training on sales process. But the sales process here is really about the invitations you are making for people to buy your work. And what it boils down to is that you must invite people to buy if you want to make sales. This is one of those things where people tend to struggle. And I hope you at least leave today's conversation with the realization that if you want to make more sales in your online business, you simply need to invite people to make more purchases. And whenever I'm coaching clients or supporting students inside of Follower to Fan, and we hear from people who say, I'm not making sales right now, I'm not getting any sales, I'm not getting any leads, whatever it may be, my question to them is always the same. When was the last time you invited someone to buy what you're selling? 9 times out of 10, people can't even name the last time they made an invitation. So if you're not inviting people to buy, you're not going to get sales. And this is why it's really important that you have a sales process in your business. Be that a strategic launch, like a strategic planned timed launch, when you're opening the doors to something, then closing the doors so people can enroll. Be that a promo that you do where you're saying, hey, I have this new thing. I'm running this limited time promotion. I have so many slots available to work with me. I have so many new pieces of jewelry available. I just painted these 5 new pieces that are available on my website. Or I'm running a discount right now. You can get 10% off or free shipping or something like that. So having a dedicated promotion. Or maybe it's some kind of evergreen sales process that you have in place, but you have a clear process for people to get into the sales process, right? So people opt into an email list and then they get a series of emails that invite them to make a purchase. Maybe they're incentivized to make the purchase sooner rather than later. Maybe there's bonuses. Maybe maybe the price changes later on, right? So many different things that you can do here, but you need a sales process in place. And you need to make it incredibly simple. I can't tell you the number of people online who I want to buy from, and they make it difficult to purchase. I'll give you an example. So I have been on one of my kind of commitments for 2021 is to start collecting more art from people who I really love their point of view. And buying people's art. I just recently got this piece from Josephina Sanders. You can see right there. This fun little rainbow piece. I have a new piece from Taylor Lee coming soon, who's one of my favorite artists. I just ordered a really cool print from an artist I found on TikTok. So I want to collect more art from real legit artists. And recently I had 2 experiences of buying art online that could not have been further from, more distant from each other. One was someone who was posting on their Instagram stories and saying, hey, I have some artwork available. Here it is. If you want it, send me a DM. So they posted the artwork on their stories. I DM'd them and said, hey, I want this. They said, okay, great. What is your mailing address? I gave them my mailing address. They said, okay, cool. What email address should I send the invoice to? Great. I'm going to ship on this date as long as you pay by this date. PayPal invoice in my inbox the next day. Paid, online, done. Just waiting for my art. How simple is that? The other person, I think it was on TikTok. They said, hey, I have some art available. If you want it, DM me on Instagram. Okay, here we go. So let me go find them on Instagram. Okay, cool. So I find them, send them a DM. Didn't hear back for a week. I was like, okay, I guess I'll just wait. Then heard back from them and said, okay, great. I have it. I'm going to send this to you, but I haven't figured out how to take payment yet. So just give me a few days. I'll get back to you. Okay, I'll just wait. Then they asked for my address so they could figure out shipping. Gave them my address. A few days later go by. They say, okay, cool. So I think you can either Venmo me or send like Cash App. Okay, great. So I'll send you on Venmo. So I send them on Venmo. Well, if you Venmo someone for the first time, do you know what you need? The last 4 digits of their phone number. Send a message in the back, get the last 4 digits of their... Y'all, the amount of work I went through to buy this person's art, at a certain point, they should have been paying me. Okay? It was a lot of work. So all I'm saying is make it simple for people to buy your stuff. Make it simple. Either get your Squarespace website set up, get your PayPal account and your invoices set up, get a tool like Honeybook, get something like Kajabi. Make it simple for people to buy your stuff so that when you're inviting people to buy, they can actually buy. There's so many easy ways to do this. It does not have to be complicated. That was a very long drawn out example. I apologize for making it so long, but I wanted you to experience how frustrating it was for me too, okay? But we're going to talk about sales process later on. I want to invite you to get your copy of the Instagram roadmap. If you've already gotten this before, you definitely want to get a new copy because we just released a brand new version for 2021. So this is going to go into more detail about selling directly on Instagram. You can get your copy by going to tylerjmccall.com/roadmap. That's tylerjmccall.com/roadmap. Inside of the new Instagram roadmap, I'm going to walk you through what's working on Instagram now. I'm going to talk about the 3 biggest trends for Instagram this year. We're going to talk about some of the mistakes that you may be making. We've created this really incredible resource inside of the roadmap that breaks down all the platforms of Instagram, what they do, how to use them, and their pros and cons. So we talk about the feed, stories, reels, live, IGTV, and direct messages. So we've broken this all down. It's a really beautiful laydown over a couple of pages, what each one of those things does, how to use each of those features of Instagram for your online business. We've also put together our 7-part framework for successfully selling online. That's inside of the roadmap, and some other resources. So over a dozen pages. You can get your copy at tylerjmccall.com/roadmap. Like I said, if you've gotten the roadmap before, you definitely don't want to miss out on this version because we just launched a brand new version back at the beginning of the year. Okay. So that is all for today's Facebook Live training. I'm so glad that you joined me. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here. I want to be respectful of your time, so I'm not going to go on for too much longer. We'll be back together next week on Tuesday, March 9th at 2 p.m. Eastern. Next week, I'm going to be talking about confidence and how confidence is a slippery slope, and I'll be telling you where to focus instead. You know, a lot of times for people creating content online, showing up, doing live video, posting in their feed, posting on stories, whatever it may be, there's a lot of this feeling of, well, I don't have the confidence. I'm not confident enough to do it. Or as soon as I'm confident enough, I'll post. Or as soon as I get the confidence, I'll do it. Well, here's the truth is you're never going to be confident enough. You're never going to kind of get to this this obscure confidence in the sky that you've made up. So you might as well start doing it now. So next week, we're going to talk about why confidence is a little bit of a slippery slope, why you shouldn't wait until you're confident enough to do things. And I'm going to talk with you about where to focus instead and how you can build confidence by focusing on some different things. So that'll be next week's conversation right here on Facebook Live. Now, this video will stay on Facebook. So if you joined us late, you can definitely You can check out the replay. If you had to leave early, hello, welcome back. But this will stay right here on my Facebook page, and we'll have a fun little snippet from this week's video over on Instagram or over on IGTV later this week. Okay, y'all, that's it. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thanks for being here, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.